Okay, getting a headache. Okay, finishing it up. Okay, I I went upstairs. I had good intentions, trying to be nice, trying to come up with solutions and different things to be able to, coexist and things like that because we are living like roommates and I want to talk. I want to be able to communicate. I want to be able to somewhat be normal because he would prefer to stay married. He didn't want to get a divorce. I don't even know if I went over that. I don't even know if I said anything about that. I don't know. But anyway, he would prefer to stay married. So I agreed. I agreed because I don't work. I try to do business. He supported me through that. Um, when I met him, I was doing business. And, when I married him, I was doing business or whatever. And he supported that. And I was raised that way too, that the man is the head of his household and he's the provider. So he didn't have a problem with that role, and his father provided for his family. So it probably may have been the same thing, similarities of being raised that way, that a man takes care of his family. And he's very good at that. He's very good at taking care of his family. He's just not a good husband. I'm the third wife. He's been married 3 times now. So I just think he's just not a good husband. So anyway, I went up there. Oh, I'm tired. I went up there and trying to probably talk or maybe suggest some things, let's do some things. I don't know, but it never comes out. It never comes out that way. He gets mad. He says things that triggers me, and it just never comes out good. So I told him, oh, I think this is when this happened. And I guess when I get mad, I be cussing and everything because I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to do. So cussing and screaming or whatever. Um, he told me, and I think this is a trigger. It is a trigger. You can't think it is a trigger when he does it. He blames me for everything, and I don't understand why. If y'all ever ask him anything, he doesn't admit to nothing. So it's always but Sandra. So I'm like, well, what did I do? He can't name anything. And I always want to know, what did I do? What did I do? Why are you doing this or whatever? So so he said, I told him, like always, I'm like, you doing this and you doing that and this and that or whatever. I ain't doing nothing. So then and I said, and I've never involved his mom or his family or anybody in it. I've never put them in it to take sides. I've never put them in it to, just be involved in mess. I've never done that. Not even really with my family. I don't want to involve anyone and then like, oh, they taking sides or this and that. I'm not trying to do that. That's just not in my character. I don't do stuff like that. And I don't want to worry Miss Val like that. I don't want to do that. I didn't even want to do it to my mama. My mama didn't know anything either. She didn't know how Collins treated me. She didn't know. Only time she knew was when she was, why? hearing myself do that because I do that a lot. Why am I in a whole different country? Why I'm there by myself? So she wanted answers. So that's why I told her. So when I told her, he says, well, you lying to your mama and you'll be lying to my mama. That hurt. And I started crying because I'm like, why? Why would I lie to my mama? Like, why would I lie to my mama? Like, God dang it, I'm sorry. Why would I lie to my mama? Right? So I'm like, what? Like, he in my face, yeah, you lying to your mama. I ain't never cheated on you. I ain't never ever cheated on you. Like, why do you keep saying that? And you know you've cheated on me. Even with the lieutenant, even with everything that I find, everything or whatever, you're still saying, I ain't never ever cheated on you. I ain't never. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand how a person can do stuff like that. How can they do that to you and like drive you crazy? Like constantly just lying and lying and lying. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So I'm like, what? I'm lying to my mama? And I would be lying to yours if she knew. I told him, I swear, and I told my mama this, and she said, no, that's not, and I know that. Because when God gets on me, when God gets in my spirit, he says, he tells me it's not right. And I know it, I know it, I know it. But, okay, and when he said that, it just triggers me, and it hurts because I'm like, I don't tell nobody. And when I did tell my mama, why would I lie to my mama? So then I said, I hate you. I told him, I hate you and I hope you fucking die and burn in hell. That's what I said. And I know it was wrong. I know it was wrong. I know it was wrong. But I was so angry because I'm like, I am not lying about nothing. And I said, I hope you die and burn in hell. He looked at me like he was shocked. But I did. I said that because I'm like, why do you keep doing this? So then I left. I went downstairs or whatever. So so I went downstairs and I'm just crying and everything or whatever. So then it's hot now, hot flash. So um I don't know. Whatever. I'm crying and everything. He dude don't care. He don't care. He don't care. Um uh I don't know. I just cried. Probably cried myself to sleep like always or whatever. Okay, so then just different things going on, different stuff is happening, different stuff is happening. We're not really talking and stuff like that. And it's just getting worse. So I can't remember, but um, let me see. We would pretty much stay in our own room, our own areas. We didn't bother anybody. He was tired of me snooping. He was tired of me, videoing him. He was tired of me doing all of that stuff. So, like I said, I took the cameras out and stuff like that. Let him have his peace. Let him have stuff or whatever. I stopped texting him, bothering him, because everything I was doing at this point bothered him. Everything, anything I would do bothered him. So I stopped. So I don't text as much. I didn't call him or anything like that. I started trying to, gradually let go. And he likes it. He likes it that way. He's told me, yeah, who wouldn't like their freedom or who wouldn't whatever. But the horrible thing is that he don't want to get a divorce, but he wants to be single. He don't want a divorce. Now he does, but he didn't want a divorce. He wanted to stay married, and my crazy self, my dumb ass, agreed to it. Agreed to continue to be treated this way. I did that. He said that he wanted to stay married. Of course, he won't say his reasons. I have my reasons. I agreed to it because I don't have a business open. The drive-in movie theater sports bar ran out of money. We don't have any electricity on the land or no water well, nothing. So trying to clear it and put stuff on it and do everything ran out of money. And he was helping with that. And it's like he had already told me from day one, Sandra, uh, because our kids pay the rent to help with the fixing up. We have a big old house, a big fixer upper. It's like what 4,000 square feet or something like that. Our house. So he told me whatever you make, you fix the house up because I can't afford to take care of the household and fix this fixer upper up. I found the house. I call Auntie Jean. What I call her Auntie Jean now, but I call Miss Jean, and I inquired. I found the house, and um, I met her and everything or whatever, and set things up, and then everybody we all came out to look at the house. So um, it's a fixer upper. It's a nice house, but a lot of stuff is kind of wrong with it. So I fixed it up, and he says any money you make or whatever from renting rooms out or whatever from the kids when the kids give you the rent, fix the house up. And everybody knew that. Everybody like, all right, basically like the Mexicans, them some smart people. It's a smart culture right there. They pull in together and they all live together and they fix their houses or they do whatever they got to do. So that's my concept. That's what I'm trying to do. Like I said, I'm that person that loves family wealth. I want our kids to be able to have things when we dead and gone. They have things, a house to come home to or whatever. So I did that. The money I get, I hooked the house up. He paid mortgage and everything else. He handled his business as a provider. Okay, so now my head's starting to hurt. Now he he's just mean. He's just mean. I don't know. Um we don't talk that much or anything like I said or whatever. He does what he wants to do. We're not having no sex or nothing. He's having sex with whoever he's having sex with. That's not my concern anymore. It's not my business. So, uh, he's doing things and stuff like that. So, I try my best, like I said, not to bother him. And when the kids come visit, we'll fake it as best we can. But they already know it's so much tension and so much, stuff in the atmosphere and everything or whatever. They already know something going on. But I still want to be a part of it. I still want to see the kids. I still want to do things. So, they come or whatever. I put on a smile. I say, you can cry when you get back to your room. You know, you can cry when you get back to your room. Right now, you got to be strong and you got to put on your face. You got to put on your face and, and act like ain't nothing wrong. So I put on my face. And the kids come to visit or whatever, everybody comes. And I try to act like nothing bothers me or nothing going on or whatever. They see it because we're living in separate areas. So, they see it. and he wanted it that way, that to stay married or whatever and basically live separate. With the house being like over 4,000 square feet, you can do that. He can have his own area, and I have my own area, which I've designed the house that way. I made it kind of like a triplex. Initially, I think it was like a 7 bedroom, 3 bath. So I made it kind of like a triplex now. My sister and brother-in-law and them, they rent an area, and then the kids would usually stay in the big 3 bedroom side with the stairs and stuff. They stay over there, and then I mean Collins area was the back portion with the bedroom and a bathroom. So it's enough space to live, you know, separately, and that's what we've been doing, living separately. And I did that for him to stay married and us live this way. But now he doesn't want to do it for me. He doesn't want to, because I've asked for the for I asked for the divorce first or whatever, and he said, "Fine, get the divorce, Sandra." But anytime before that or whatever, he's fine with it because he gets to keep everything. He gets to keep where he's living. He gets to keep the land. He gets to keep everything. Nothing's disturbed. His money, everything. He gets to keep it. So, he's fine. He's good. Problem is I'm not. I don't get anything. I don't get no communication, no affection, no um, care, not to feel wanted, heard, nurtured, nothing. Out of all these years that I'm talking about since 2019, I don't get anything. And I agree to this because I'm scared. Fear. It's just fear. And I know fear is of the enemy. I know that. But it's scary because God's time is not our time. God's ways are not our ways. So fear takes over because it's like, when is God going to move? When did you pray and pray and pray? I've been praying. I'm still praying. Still praying. And it's like nothing's moved, nothing's changed. So it's like I put on a text earlier, it's like I don't feel God has my back. I don't think that He has my back because everything is moving in a favor, in a direction of Collins. Everything. I've tried so hard to do everything that he wants to do, and he's still there. That hope, he still won't. He won't change. He won't do anything. So I'm like, I don't get it. And then scared that because I don't work, I haven't worked in years. Um, and I did a clinical study. I think the last was in 2017 because of borderline blood pressure. I keep getting put out because it's like a point or two over what they need. So I get put out. So I can't do anything. I would do that to stack money for my business. But not having that, I can't make any money to create a good business. And he was trying to help me financially, but I know he can't do that because he already pays everything. So a lot of that didn't work out for me. I've been trying different things to you know figure out what I need to do because he's not going to give me anything. He's going to be mean. He's not going to try to help me. So I've been really trying to figure it out. Like different online jobs and everything, and the business are coming here, even here, to think like maybe I can start up a business in Belize, because things are cheap. I've been trying any and everything to figure it out. And actually, I had a conversation with our daughter, and um, what, a week ago, I guess it's been maybe a week, um, because of me and him. Man, I done went all, I done passed all different stories now of that what I was trying to say. God, I'm so sorry, man. I'm skipping all of everything, but to come to what's current now, um, had a conversation with one of our daughters, and I know she's trying to take up for her dad, and that's fine. That's fine. I I let I don't let all the kids know everything. I just let pretty much the two oldest girls know, what's going on. I let them know. I'll send them texts or I'll send them things or I'll even talk to them, verbally and say, this is where we're at, this is what's happening or whatever. So I was talking to them about what recently happened, and what made me actually go file the divorce papers. Okay, I'll just say that, even though I'm skipping over everything. My God. Um, Again, like always, I'm always trying to find a way to be nice, for Collins to be nice to me. I want him just to be nice. So I went upstairs, and my sister like, quit going upstairs, quit bothering him, quit talking to him. I don't intentionally try to argue. I don't intentionally try to get him mad at me. I don't want to do that. I would really like it for him to just be nice and like, let's live normal, At least like it was before. Like we all living like roommates. At this point, it's not like that. It's like he hate me. He's just doing stuff. Now it just, I don't understand. So I go up there because I start thinking like, okay, let's try this. If we try this, you know, maybe we can find ways to, you know, live better, like, or whatever. So it won't be so awkward and things like that. I asked him, I said, can we sit down and talk with somebody, or whatever, or him? I can't remember now, but I asked him about talking to someone or whatever. He says, I don't talk to nobody. I ain't got no friends. Not like that. He don't have friends that he goes to. He don't tell anybody anything. So I'm like, somebody at work, or I'm thinking I was trying to get him to just talk to someone or whatever, but he didn't want to do that. So I'm like, somebody at work or a family member you trust. I know his brother. He trusts his brother, but only for so much, because he don't want nobody to telling him what to do, I guess. Nobody really knows much about the marriage. And we've talked to him way more than anybody. Anybody. He knows a little bit, way more than anybody. And actually, when this stuff started happening, I reached out, but after I sent him, I think 2 months, 2 months worth of text messages, um, to show that I'm begging, I'm constantly trying to ask, for, explanations, or like, what's going on? Why is he treating me this? You know what I mean? And there's no response. He doesn't communicate. And the text shows that I text him, he doesn't text back, he doesn't text a response. He doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't tell me. He don't want to explain anything. He doesn't want to have to say nothing. And I've gotten that over the years because you know what, you when you lie, you have to tell more lies to cover more lies and all that. And he's come to the point where he done told so many lies. He like, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't talking. And he does not talk. He don't talk. He can't remember. He can't. So instead of saying, well, this is what I said and this is what I meant, he don't say nothing because basically incriminating himself of what he said or whatever. He won't say anything. So I sent the text to, say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm trying to open up now to ask for help, to um, get some help for somebody to help us. I want help. He doesn't want the help. He doesn't want the help. But I do. And I did that and I never heard back from him. And I haven't heard from him to today. I haven't heard from him. And, it's disheartening, but you can't make people get involved if they don't want to get involved. You can ask, but if they're uncomfortable and they don't want to deal with that, I understand. So I didn't text back. I didn't say anything. I just left it alone. But I think I called my sister-in-law too. They didn't answer. But so I just left it alone. So I think with with the other time that I went upstairs, this 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 recent time that I went upstairs, um, uh, I guess it changed everything because I said before, like it's just too much to go through, and I don't know how long I can do it because I did say, and it's been like maybe 2 years now, I guess, maybe three, but 2 years that I've agreed to stay married and stay basically live in the same house and stay and do what we're doing. But now it's just too much on me. It's just so much of being mistreated that it's hard to do right now. It's hard to do. So I can't come up with any more ideas of how to ask for him to be nice, you know, stop ignoring me and all of that. So, I don't know what else to do. Like what just popped in my head just now to give you a visual of how what happens is that is that let's say I'm talking to him. Well, let's say I talk to him and I'm I'm a talker. I want to know things or whatever because I don't feel I've done anything for him to treat me the way he does. So I'm always trying to find out what did I do? Why do you hate me? Why are you treating me this way? I don't hate you, Sandra. I'm like, but why? I want to know. I swear to God, I want to know why. I want to know why. And I never get an answer. So I'm talking to him. We're in the kitchen. I'm so off topic all the time. But we're in the kitchen and um, I'm talking. I'm face to face with them. Collins will walk out of the room. Walk out of the room while I'm talking. He'll walk out of the room. He'll go upstairs or do whatever, And then after whatever, 3 minutes or whatever it's been, he'll come back and be in the kitchen, moving around, basically ignoring me. And I'm like, why? And I'm looking at him like, why you constantly, always have to disrespect? And he said, how is that disrespect? I said, Collins, listen, if you did that to us, if a soldier did that to you, you're trying to explain something to the soldier. You're trying to explain something to the soldier, and that soldier walks off, walks into another room or whatever, spends 3 minutes or whatever it is, 4 or 5 minutes gone, and decide to come back to you, and then just ignore your presence. You are going to be highly upset. You're going to be highly upset with that soldier, and you're going to say it's disrespect. You're going to say it's disrespect, and you're going to counsel that soldier. You're going to do this and that. So, and he knows I make valid points all the time. So, um, he don't say anything. So then I'll even say, what about, you know, being a police officer? You're a police officer. So guess what? If someone does something like that to you or whatever, you're not going to allow them just to leave. You're trying to explain things to them. You're trying to tell them what the law is or whatever the case may be. And that dude just walks off. And you like, what the hell? So of course you're gonna have a problem with it. It's disrespectful that you want that person to listen to what you're saying, the instructions you're giving, and whatever you're gonna do, arrest him or whatever. You're not gonna just allow that dude to just walk off and go handle something or whatever and then come back. And then ignore him. Then ignore him. Like, you ain't talking to me. I'm like, whatever. And he does it all the time. All the time. I could be in the same room with him, and it's like I'm not even in the room. It's like I'm not even in the room. He will come in the room. He will come somewhere if I'm there. He will come in that space and he will ignore me. He won't say nothing or whatever. He won't acknowledge me or nothing. That's how he treats me. This is how he treats me. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. So all of that stuff goes on. So I uh, I was up there. I was up there trying to think of ways or something for us to get along, get back to normal, or our normal. So it went wrong. It went bad. It went bad. So I'm talking to him. I'm asking him questions. What can we do or whatever? Is there anybody he can talk to or whatever? He says, I don't have nobody I can talk to, Sandra. I don't have no friends like that. So I go to work, I come home, I sit up here. I go to work, I come home, sit up. He don't do anything. He don't talk to anybody. So I'm asking questions like always. So he doesn't answer them. He's he's annoyed and irritated with me. He's annoyed and irritated with me. Um, so whatever I'm asking, he's not answering. Not even looking at me or whatever. He just ignoring me. So I don't forgot what I did. Um, what did he say? Oh, he called me a liar again. And of course it's a trigger. And uh I forgot. What is the saying that Denzel say? You done lost your, not lost your mind, you done got outside your mind. Yeah, you must be outside your mind. I was outside my mind. Wasn't really thinking clear. Um, he was sitting kind of, I think, on the floor. I think it was on the floor, a low chair or something. And I have, I'm gonna try to copy everything, but text is everything. I don't talk to him. I don't call him. I try my best not to bother him or anything. So I've been doing my part of leaving him alone. He say he want his peace. He don't want to talk to me. He don't want to deal with me like that. So I've been doing that. So uh he said, "You ain't changed. You this, you that." And I'm like, that's a lie. I haven't talked to you. I haven't called you. I haven't done nothing to you. I mean nothing. I've been giving you your space. I don't took the cameras out. I done everything. You know, you're married. You want to be married, but you want to be single. So I did all of that. And you're telling me that I ain't done nothing? It made me mad. I mean, uh, and what did I do? I think he was down, and again, I touched him. I don't know if like I don't know. I guess maybe pushed her. Like, are you serious or whatever? Anything I do, I swear to God, swear to God, it's never a punch. It's never anything. It's never a scratch like that. I do. I think I have videos. uh, I passed that up. I gotta go back. I gotta go back because that was important. But this thing gonna be like 4 or 5 hours long. I'm gonna have to split it up. But anyway, I've never done that kind of thing. So whatever I did, if I did push or whatever, or or whatever, I was outside my mind. I forgot. I was outside my mind because Collins jumped off that floor or that chair or whatever it was. And Collins grabbed me. And I didn't do much of anything or whatever I did. He got angry. And he jumped up and grabbed my arms and jacked me up. And at that point, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot he's a violent person now." So I was like, "Oh my God!" So I'm talking like I'm talking, still talking shit or whatever, whatever. But he had me hemmed up by the staircase thing. So at that point, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot. I got outside of my mind. I forgot." So so he said, "Keep your hands off me." I'm like, "Okay, okay," or whatever. Or whatever. Like I said, I got outside my mind, and it wasn't nothing, but anything I do, he turns violent. So I followed him in the room, the room that he sleeps in. So I follow him in there, and I'm still at the point where like answer a question, anything or whatever I was asking, and he didn't want to answer. He didn't want to answer. He was like, "Move, Sandra, like whatever, I'm finna go or whatever. Let me take my shower, blah blah blah." Let me take my shower or whatever. And I'm like, "Come on. Like, can you please just answer or whatever? I'm begging. Like, I don't get nothing. I get nothing." So I'm like, "Please, can you like move? Like, let me go or whatever." you can't hold me in here or whatever. So I was covering the door. This time I didn't touch him. This time I didn't touch, or I didn't, none of that, I didn't touch. Because I had already remembered, I went outside my mind, I forgot that he's been violent. So I'm like, okay, don't do that again. So I am covering the door, just saying, can you please answer the question? Or, whatever, can you please talk to me? No, no, move. So then, so then he, he gets angry. He's like mad. So he say, bitch, move. And he pushed me, and I'm like, I'm kind of shocked. So then I, reaction, I pushed back. Like, he say, bitch, like her trying to go, bitch, move. And I was like, I pushed back. And so he's talking, and I'm like, what the fuck, why you do that? And then it's like, no, 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 it was still happening. And then he grabbed my arms, and I don't know, I was trying to show my son too. Like, he grabbed my arms and he did like this. I think it was like this, right? No, it was like this. This arm was like his. It's like he had both of my arms like this, and it was like twisted, and my head was like on the shelf in that room. My arms was all twisted and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember. So my head was leaning as I'm twisted up. My head was bent because he had my arms up, and it was on the shelf where his shoes was. So I'm like, let me see. Yeah, it was like, I was like this, and he had it. However, I don't know how cops do whatever they do, but I'm sitting down now, but I'm hemmed up, so my head is like this, and I'm like, okay, okay, like, or whatever, and I'm telling him, okay, 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 whatever, and he's saying what he's saying or whatever, and I'm like still jacked up. So then I'm like, why you did that or whatever? So he jacked me up, and I say, when I say bitch, he say, yeah, bitch, move. So then I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh my God. Like, who is this? That's why I said it's a demon, because it's like, man, like, really? And he let go, and he sat down on the bed, I think, and then he blaming it on me, saying you this and you that. I said, you just did that. You just hemmed me up. You just jacked me up and whatever, whatever. And while we're doing that, um, I said something about going to jail, or whatever, and he said, "Yeah, we'll both go to jail." Excuse me. I don't want to go to jail. Like, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like, you're a police officer. Why are you doing this? You could go to jail. I mean, well, you can get in trouble or whatever. And he said, "Yeah, we'll both go to jail." And at the time, I didn't know our son was out there and my brother-in-law was out there outside the door. We didn't know it. They heard it. They heard it. So we didn't know that at the time. So then, so then, um, we're saying words or whatever, and I'm like looking at him like, you doing all of this? Why? Just because I wouldn't move out of the way because I want to answer to whatever it was I was asking. I'm always begging for an answer because I don't know. So then, so then, um, I think I finally move, or I think I finally leave and say whatever I have to say, and I leave. And when I walk out the door, I see, I see my son out there, and I just keep walking or whatever, and go to my room and stuff. So I was shaken up. I was so shaken up that um, I'm just shocked by a lot of the stuff that's been happening that has never happened before. I'm just shocked. And so I didn't know what I wanted to call the supervisor, but then I had to think about it. Like, I don't want to get him in trouble. I don't want to get him in trouble. So I drove around and I stopped at the store to get a lock. I stopped at the store because this is fresh, this is new. I have to go back for the other thing, but this is what's going on now. But so I stopped and I just sat there and think about it. What are you doing? What do you want to do? Like, this is becoming way out of hand, like getting violent and stuff like that. That's not what I want. That's just not what I want. I don't want it for neither one of us. So I I don't I'm tired, but I don't want to have to do this in the morning because I know I'm going to be lost way more than now. But I I decide that going to his supervisor is not going to work because, like, my mom and my brother-in-law and them, everybody say he's a police officer. They're going to believe him over me. So I just said, forget it. So what I did was, because I was still shaken up, I was still jittery and everything. I just went ahead and we had signed divorce papers in 21. I've divorced everything that we had done because we were going to talked about getting divorced. So we had done all of that. But like I said, I begged him and begged him, let's try to make it work. Let's make it work. So then I went to well, I came back home and I got the paperwork and I took it up there because prior to this, I told them, I'm just unhappy and the way this is working out, staying married, but you do what you want to do. It's stressful on me. It's stressful on me because I'm trying to do what's right. I'm trying to stay married, plus not see anybody or do anything because I don't want to disrespect the house. I don't want to be the blame. Well, Sandra, you doing it too. What you complaining for? You doing it too? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. So I'm able not to have them fingers pointed. Everybody coming at me. Well, what about you? What did you do? What are you doing? Are you seeing somebody? You this, you that? No, I'm not. So I'm trying to do the right thing the right way. Even at the same time, still trying to be friends, be a family, and allow him to do what he want to do because I can't pay everything. I can't do everything. He's a provider. He's doing it. I got to find a way to get a business up and going and things like that. Hot flash. God dang it. So, um, I go to that courthouse. I take them papers up there. And of course, I end up crying because I'm still jittery. I'm still like, I can't believe this. Oh, it's always turning out bad. Every time I have good intentions of let's fix this or let's talk about this or let's do this, it turns bad. It turns bad. So I'm telling her, and I said, listen, I don't know what I'm doing, but This is the paperwork we did a long time ago in 21. So I take it up there, and she takes what pieces she needs. She takes the pieces she needs, and then she's talking to me, and she's, listening. I said, I'm sorry, because I, like now, try to control myself and to tell her what I need, like I'm doing. I'm trying to control myself and tell this story. But I cry because, man, it hurts. It hurts. So I'm talking to her, and I end up kind of crying a little bit. And she said, "It's okay. I'm going to help you." And she tells me what I need to do. She says that I can only file the petition, for it to be filed. But you can't file the divorce decree the same day. You can't do it the same day. So she says you can bring it back. And she said, "You guys haven't signed this." Y'all haven't signed it. And true, we didn't sign it because, of course, me begging him to make it work, begging him to come, try to keep the marriage work. So we didn't sign it. So then, uh, um, she helps me with it and tells me to bring back that portion after we sign it. And after we sign it, when I bring it back, within 90 days, we would be able to see a judge, and then we would be divorced. Not that simple. Nope. Too much like right. He ain't gonna let it happen like that. He's just not. He's not gonna let it happen like that. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Okay. So what happened with this is, oh my God, so time just long. What happened with this is, I called a few people. I called my brother-in-law, he didn't answer. I called my sister-in-law, she didn't answer. I called my my daughter, she answered, and I talked to her about what happened. And then I called our other daughter, and she didn't answer. So the only one answered was my daughter. So she was the person that I vented to, and I told her that I filed for the divorce, you know, the petition to be divorced. And I told her what happened about the violence and stuff. And I just truly believe that he would hurt me. He's gonna, if it continues, he can hurt me. And I don't want to be hurt. I don't want that. So I don't want to be hurt physically. You know what I mean? I'm already hurt mentally and emotionally. I'm like, I've been broken so many times. And I don't want to be physically hurt. I don't want him to hurt me like that. Like, I don't want you to put your hands on me like that. Granted, keep my hands to myself. I understand. But I swear to God, I'm not doing nothing to fight or to hurt him. I don't do nothing like that. I'm not doing nothing to hurt him. If I do something or whatever, okay, keep my hands to myself. But he could do the same thing. He could, like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna fight him. I'm not gonna fight him. So I'm not doing anything for him to want to hurt me. And I'm scared of that. I'm scared that I do something and he really hurts me. I don't want nothing broken like that. I don't want to be beat up or nothing. And now at this point, I do believe that he would not like beat me up, but hurt me to the point where he gonna probably be in jail because I'm not gonna do anything to him. I'm not gonna fight him. I don't want to go to jail, so I'm not gonna do anything to allow myself or him to go to jail. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want him to go to jail. I don't want him to go to jail, so I'm not gonna do that. So, um, so I was trying to explain that to our daughter. Like, I'm in Belize, she called me. No, I call her. No, I think she called me because I said, just call, give me a call back. Because just different things we're sending, like what we want, what we think, or whatever. Initially, he was gonna, stay in the house and everything, right? But he don't really care about the house, I guess, or whatever, or the land. Really, the land he used to, but now whatever his plans are, whatever he's doing, I don't know. So, um, he's making moves that I don't know about, for his life, for his future. So, he's. I asked, could basically we keep it the same, like what I've been past 2 years, 3 years have done for him. I'm asking, can he do it for me? Can he, you know, endure a little longer so that way I can, because he'll say, quick, get a job. And I'm like, how am I going to get a job? And this is even what I told her. Because I'm thinking, like, I'm getting ready to be 53 years old. I do have a disability in my ankle and I have disability in my wrist, but the wrist, it doesn't keep me from doing anything. Everybody knows about that. I was born this way. I was born this way with my disability, right? This is what I can do. I have a disability. So, and then my ankle is the same way. The bone, when they took the scan or whatever that thing is, um, my bone is fused together in my foot, in my right foot. It's supposed to be like this on your ankle, like the two bones, but mine is like this. So at this age now, I guess, because I didn't know about it when I was, a little girl or whatever, or anything until late in life now, I guess around 40 something, 50, in my 50s or 40, something like that, I found out because it starts to bother me now. I can't walk around no more than 2 hours and it's swelling up and I'm limping. I got a cane and everything. I got a boot, a little thing that I wear. The doctor told me that I can't run. I'm not supposed to run. I'm not even supposed to wear heels. I don't really wear them too much no more at all anyway. Because, when you're wearing heels and things like that, uh, your arched your ankle and stuff like that, it's affected. So I really don't wear them too much no more. But as I've gotten older or whatever, it just hurts. And they know this. Like, if I'm cleaning the house and whatever, and if I'm going back and forth on like around 2 hours or so, I can't walk. I can't walk. My ankle is so sore, it's swollen. It hurts when I step down on it and everything. So that's not an, I don't do excuses. That's not an excuse. But the just the truth and the reality is I haven't had a job since about 98, around 98, when I lived in Austin and when I was going through my adoption process or whatever, when I won the custody battle of my daughter, I moved. I moved. I set out. My friend said, "Hey, move to Killeen. Like that's where I'm going. Find your husband." So I packed up. After that, my adoption was done and everything, and I got my kids. I moved. I moved to Killeen, and I moved to Killeen 2000. I think it was like January 2000. I got this little house, and it was me and my two kids. So I moved, and then I started doing childcare, daycare. That was my first business. I started doing daycare in my house, and then I started doing daycare in my house and building up, clientele, getting kids and stuff like that. And then I moved it to a building. I have all my pictures and everything in my photo albums and stuff of what I did. I had a daycare, and it was on Rancier in Killeen. And I did that, and then I did a barbershop. I don't know how to cut hair or nothing. I just have a niche for talking to people or whatever, and getting things done that way. So I opened a barbershop, and then I did a small sports bar. So I've always been like that entrepreneur spirit that wanted to own a business and wanted to do things. So I've done that. So with my resume, all that's on it is what my accolades are in the business of what I've done, far as a business owner or whatever. Like I said, the last job I was working at in Austin was at the Attorney General's office, in the payment processing area in the Attorney General's office. So that was the last job I had, and I believe it's on my resume. So 98, I believe, until now, and it's what, 2023 now? I'm getting ready to be 24. Okay, so he say, get a job. And then our daughter was saying, my son even says that or whatever. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe y'all tell me something in the comments when I post this or whatever. Like, what am I not understanding? What they're not understanding? I don't get it because I'm like, I've never even been to college. I never went to college because even with my learning disability that I have, no, nobody knows I can function like any and everybody else. Nobody knows anything or whatever. I've even been told, where you have a disability. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never heard it. Yes, I do. I mean, it's there. Some people have noticed it, I know, or whatever, and stuff like that. It may be small, but it's still there. I struggle in reading. I'm just going to be honest. I struggle in reading. I'm horrible at spelling. I can read, yes, but I struggle in it because sometimes when you're getting a document or something, or military or whatever, it's like big words and stuff like that. I'll struggle. Some stuff not that bad. But anyway, I was talking to her on the phone. Man, my eyes. Anyway, I was talking to her on the phone, and she just rattling off all these questions, and I'm answering them, I'm answering everything, and it's just the same stuff. She's like, well, why this and why this and what about this and I wouldn't this, and it's like it was just on, and at after an hour or whatever, I'm like, I'm kind of getting irritated because I'm answering everything, and I'm like, ask to me, I'm thinking, I don't even know if I said ask your daddy, ask him. I swear he ain't gonna answer nothing. I swear he gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? So I at some point I'm like, come on. Like, can you see my side of it? I'm telling you the truth. Like, if he wanted me to get a job or if he wanted to help me, he could do that. He work at the school. And I'm like, you'll influence you. I could be a janitor. I could be in the office. I could be in the lunchroom. Somewhere, right? I mean, yeah, I would be on my feet. I can even do part time. I could do part time. But guess what? If he's feeling like, well, I don't want the house, I don't want the land, I'm gonna take the truck and I'm gonna take the RV. Why? When you already know the problem is, and she's like, what's the problem with that? What's wrong? Why he can't take this truck? Why can't he take the RV? Because it's mine. He bought it for me. He bought it. It's a gift for me. He bought it for me. Why are you taking it? And then you already know what my plans are. You didn't want to, you don't want to do for me what I did for you. You don't want to stay any longer in the house. It doesn't benefit you, whatever. You probably tired of sneaking them in or whatever. You're done with it. So you're not trying to help me out. No job or anything. So how am I going to pay for everything that he's paid for? How am I going to do it? I can't, right? So my plan is to uh, rent the house out because I don't want to lose it. It's an asset for my kids, and all of them know this. All of them know this. They don't want to live in these little country towns, but guess what? Once we dead and gone, you can still make that money from that house being rented out. Everybody gets a cut or however they want to do it. Like it's an income property that these kids are gonna need. Everything is so expensive. They're gonna need some type of money. So I'm like, what's wrong with it? Let's do that. So I can't pay for it. I can't do it. I don't have a job like that. And I've tried to do the clinical studies again, but same thing, blood pressure too high. So I've been trying my best to figure it out. So then I I asked him to, well, no, let me get back on track. I tell him what my plans are. I said I plan to because the kids are leaving, whatever, trying to move or whatever, and then me and my sister, my brother-in-law, I was like, if we can't handle it, we're gonna have to move out, and I have to rent this house out to be able to pay the mortgage and the taxes and insurance and stuff on it because he does all of that. So I have to do this stuff to make sure that I don't lose the house. So the plan is, well, I tell him everything like always. He knows everything because my big mouth tells him everything. So I said I plan to rent the house out and move on the land. I plan to, just like I was trying to do business out there, bring the RV out there, the generators and everything. Because the land doesn't have any electricity, no poles on there, and no water. So we're going to be living real um, off grid, as they call it, off grid for a while. Because for two poles, the estimation was over $10,000. And then we scaled it back and say, well, no, just one pole at the street. And that's a little over $6,000. Okay. And the water well, I believe, is like $5,000. So I'm like, okay, this is my plan. I'm gonna rent the house out to make sure we don't lose it, or I don't lose it. He can care. He don't care. He can care less. Fuck Sandra. I don't care. So he doesn't care. So I'm like, okay, I put my plan together and um, rent out the house, make sure the mortgage is paid, the insurance on the house is paid, and the taxes. Because we all know in this United States of America we live in, they gonna take your property if you get behind on your taxes. Matter of fact, one of the times I went up there to talk to him, I asked him, listen, don't do anything. Don't, because we talked about spousal support and things like that. I said, don't give me anything. Just please pay the taxes at the end of the year. He said, no. He said, no. I said, why not? He said, no, why? Well, Sandra, that's less money than I would be giving you monthly if I would to give you any spousal support or help you in any way. That's less money. I don't care. I don't care about the money. I care about keeping my house. I care about keeping my house. I want you to help me. So he don't want to help me. So he said no. And I'm like always, why? Why? Why not? He said no. He don't want to just, that's all I asked. I said, just make sure that the taxes is paid. He said no. So that was one of the reasons too. I went upstairs to talk to him or whatever. I remember that happened. He said no, that's not something he was gonna do. So he's not gonna do that. So trying to figure something else out, trying to figure it out. So then uh uh, um talking about um you know what my plans are with him. Um he don't care. He don't care. So uh man, I better hurry up. I'm tired. Um he doesn't care what my plans are. So um anyway, he sends me what, after I send him what I say, hey, do this or whatever, like, can we do this? He declined it. He didn't want to do it. So then he sent me back something. And his was saying that he he wants the truck and the RV back. He said he'll take the truck and the RV back. And I can take his car or the truck. I said, so when I read it, I'm like confused. I'm like, why? So then I call him and I say, Collins, what is this offer? Like, why? And he says, um, I'll take the truck and the RV. And I said, but wait a minute, you know what I'm trying to do with my RV. You know what I want to do. So to be able to keep the house, I can't pay for it if we can't pay for it. Like, I want to rent it out and that money to keep it. So then I got to figure out how to live on the land, right? So I'm thinking that I'm going to take my RV, my truck and my RV, and pull it on the land and live like that, live off the grid until I can get stuff started and figure out. So uh, he says, you can have the car, you can have my car. He said, I guess because they're paid off or whatever. I'm like, Collins, you didn't even want me to have that car. I asked him for the car. Of course, he didn't give it to him because our daughter, mother, bought her a car. So she's like, okay, I don't need that car, Daddy, because all the kids got a car. So then it's like, okay, I don't need the car. So he's like, okay. He loves this car. Matter of fact, he loves this car. So I'm shocked as if he gonna say I could take the car. So then I'm like, wait a minute. I even offered to pay for the car. I offered to pay for this car. And I'm like, wow, like, seriously? Like, you want me to take the car? And I said, I offered to buy the car from you, and now you're telling me, oh, you can take the car. He told me when I said, can I buy the car from you? because I wanted something to bring to Belize to be able to drive in. I can always bring it back, just to go have it pulled over there or whatever, and then like bring it back. He told me, you can't afford my car. That's what he said. You can't afford my car. I'm like, wow, you know, because he said I guess he can, if he traded in or whatever, he gets more money. So he told me I couldn't afford his car, and then that truck I didn't even know until conversation that that's not the same truck that I had painted for him. His gray truck that he never wanted to get rid of when he was in Japan. I'm doing a nice gesture, and I get his truck pulled to be detailed and painted for him for a gift. So it's not even the same truck. So he gets that truck finally get done. I paid for the paint job. He paid for the engine. So apparently it's a totally different truck. He don't want me to have nothing to do with the truck. I ain't never even set a foot in there. I've looked through the window of it. I've looked through the window, and just kind of looked in there, and all of it was fixed. All the broken things because the Dodge trucks, all the whatever you call it, the windshield part of it or whatever, all that stuff right there is cracked up. So I'm thinking, dang, he had it all fixed up. Everything was all fixed up, right? Nice paint job and everything. I couldn't get in it. I couldn't get in it. So I just looked through the window. Still to this day, I ain't never set foot in that truck. I ain't never been in it, never drove it, nothing. I've just looked at it. He don't want me to have nothing to do with that truck. So now to say, oh, and I didn't talk about it. It looks nice, right? But he put a license plate on there that I was like, that's straight dumb. But he's paying for it. But he put on the license plate on on red or on read. Like you text somebody and you left them on read or on red. How everybody say it different. And I'm like, why would you do that? You know? And yeah, I could be critical because I'm thinking, why would you pay for money? But like, which one of your girlfriends you leaving on red? It's just weird. So he got that on the license plate. And I'm like, why? Like always, I'm not going to answer any questions. So then he told me that I can have that truck. I'm like, I don't want that truck. Why would I want that truck? You don't even want me in that truck. I ain't never set foot in that truck. I ain't set my butt in that seat, nothing. I ain't never been in there. You don't want me in that truck. You don't want me to have nothing to do with it. When I had the nice gesture of trying to paint a truck for you being nice. So I'm like, that's just wrong because I'm thinking, why are you trying to give me stuff that's yours? This is yours. You love that car for one thing. Everybody knows it. He loves that car. Keeps it clean and everything. You better not spill. You better not eat nothing in this car. So I'm like, why? And right now, this is why. Right now, this is why. He taking my truck. He taking my RV. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's with anybody. I don't know. But all I know is that he's taking it and it won't tell me where. He says it's his, and I understand his name is on it and everything, but he gave it to, he bought it for me. He bought it for me, and he knows what I was going to do. He knows that I was going to try to keep my house, and I was going to try to keep my land, and I was going to go and take the RV, and put it on the land so I can live in it till I can figure things out. Because my thing is like Colin Scott. Colin's got 2 jobs now. He done, I don't know what, past everything. This is going to just have to be a series because, my God. But Colin's got 2 jobs now. He got 2 jobs now. And at the school, he makes $50 an hour at the school. On the job, I think what, $30 maybe, or maybe more. I don't know. I don't really know that. But he got 2 good jobs, and then he got the VA coming in. Um, and then he also got the VA because he could buy him a big beautiful house, or build one, whatever. Even with this pamphlet he had, he said he was going to build the house on the land or whatever, right? So he can do all of this stuff, but he chooses to take what he gave me. He chooses to take it from me. And I don't know why. I'm like, why are you taking it from me? Why? Like, why are you doing that? And you know that was part of my plan to be able to live. And I don't understand why. Why? I don't understand why. I don't get it. I don't understand why he's doing it. So I asked him, I said, like, why are you taking it from me? He won't answer. He won't answer. So that's why this morning I text y'all. I was asking for help, like somebody talk to him or help me, because I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know why he's doing it. And to go back to our daughter, she feels like he can do it because it's his, and I'm like, no, it's mine. He bought it from me. So and then I believe that she said, well, how are you going to pay for it? I'm not going to pay for it. He should pay for it. He should pay for it. He bought it from me, and he only got like 2 years on it. He should pay for it, and he shouldn't take it away from me. So she going on and on and on and on and asking me about all of this. And I just really believe that it's nothing wrong with me keeping the RV and the truck. I don't think so, because it's mine. It's mine, and he bought it for me. It was a gift, and now he's taking it back, and I don't know why. I don't know where he's taking it. I don't know what he's doing. He won't tell me nothing. He won't say nothing. He won't. He's just secretive. He won't say what he's doing. I don't know. He's taking it. He's like, he's packing his clothes and putting them in the RV. And I asked him this morning. He say, "Yeah, I'm moving my things or whatever, this and that." And I'm like, "Why?" And he won't tell me, and he won't say nothing. So I reached out to help. I reached out for help, and nobody won't help me. Nobody won't help me. Nobody won't help me. So I feel like I'm losing everything. Everybody feels like he's not, they feel like he's losing. I don't understand that. How is he losing? How is he losing? Like, I don't have any income, right? I don't have no income. No business open or nothing. The money that I am making from renting the rooms outright, since I fixed the house up, I've been trying to go and invest in getting land for the kids. So I've been trying to go and do that with any extra money that I have. That that I have. So I've been saying, okay, I'm gonna take my money, my dumb self, my stupid, stupid self. My stupid self thinking, I don't know why, I mean, just so stupid. Just history tells me that he's never gonna treat me right, so I never listen. I'm always trying to help and do stuff for everybody else. So I didn't think that he would do this, you know? The money I'm getting, I'm not saving it. I'm not saving it. I'm just going, traveling, coming in Belize, and looking for land. Want to invest in my kids, want to leave them something. So I don't have any money saved. So I'm screwed. I'm basically screwed. I'm basically screwed because he does not care. He does not care. He does not care. So he's taking the RV in the truck. So the reality of it is that if I can't pay for the house, if I can't figure out how to keep the house. Oh, skipping over a part again and again. What happened is when I told him that I wanted, the divorce, that I can't handle this no more. I want just go ahead and get the divorce. Um, he was saying that he, I didn't even know it. I found this out here while I was here in Belize that no, I found it out right before I left. I don't know, that he was seeking out counsel for what to do. So I had to wait till the 21st because his appointment was the 21st. So he had his consultation on the 21st, and I didn't hear nothing from him. I didn't hear nothing from him, and I was like, wow, he ain't told me nothing. I thought he would call me and say, hey, this is what. I know he's not going to tell me a lot, but I thought that he would call me and say, hey, this is what we talked about, and this is what I think. So, so, uh, he didn't call, so I called him. I said, hey, I've been waiting around all day. I think it might have been 7 o'clock. I gotta look on my phone, like 7 p.m. And and he said, oh yeah. He said it so cheerfully. Oh yeah, yeah. I want to make some changes. So then I think the siren thing, he was at work, the siren thing went off and he had to go. So I had to wait to hear what he had to offer, the counter offer. So he said, I think we should sell the house and the land. Again, always confused because I'm like, Collins, why? Why would I why would I want to do that? You already know. You already know. I tell you everything. You already know what my plans are. So why? Why would I want to sell the house or the land? He says, well, that's my offer because we both can get the money and split it. I'm like, why would I do that? And I'm like, Collins, who's in your ear? Who's that? Because I've been told that before too. You sell and you split the money. I said, who's in your ear? Was this an attorney or was this one of the friends or girlfriends or probably said, well, is that Michelle or who is it that's in your ear that's telling you this? Why are you listening to somebody else? Why are you doing this? So, um, he said, we can sell it and split the money, Sandra. I said, Collins, you know I don't want to sell the house. You know I want to keep the house. I want to keep it. I don't want to sell it. I want to try and pay the bills. I want to try and do that. And if I can't do it, I want to be able to rent it out so that can happen. And then I'll just, pull the RV to the land and just do that. I'm willing to suffer to keep it. I'm willing to suffer. But I'm thinking like, what am I gonna do with any money? And I had to even tell this to our daughter because it's like nobody. I know, and it's not her fault. It's not her fault. I don't tell nobody nothing. Nobody knows this. So she's taking up for her daddy, and that's just fine. That's just fine. No problem with her. Love her to death. But it's just crazy sometimes the way thought processes are, people's thought process. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it's like, what am I going to do with money? A little bit of money anyway, right? A little bit of money. I don't even know how much, but a little bit of money. It's not a lot. So I'm like, I'm like, I, I don't have a job for one. I'm self-employed. I have a tax ID number and all that. And matter of fact, I've even turned my company into incorporation, and it's oh, I can't think. It's a franchise. It's Sir Collins Company now, and it's a franchise. But I don't have anything open. I don't have anything right now. Nothing's open. Just the name. Just the name. So so I'm like, for one, I don't have income to even get an apartment. They're gonna want income. They're gonna want, you know, work history and all of these things. And um, me trying to tell him that, excuse me, and taking this ring off. I wore a ring because I'm by myself. And I don't want to get kidnapped, so I want people to think other people are with me. So I put on the ring to show I'm married. Anyway, he knows this, and I'm like, how am I gonna get? And then here comes to get a job thing again, and I'm like, I can't do anything, especially in this late hour. What am I gonna do? So, um, I'm like, I don't want the money. I said, what am I gonna do with the money? What am I gonna get? And he don't care. So I'm like, my God. And then I'm explaining the same thing to our daughter. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe somebody can say something to me like, hey, make it click for me. I don't know. I'm transparent. I tell everything, you know, but I don't get the same back. I don't get it back. So I don't know. I don't know. So now So now I'm basically gonna lose everything because I don't have a business open and he's taking what he gave to me. He's taking it. I was like, I don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing it? It's like I was like, you're taking it from me to give to somebody else. You're taking it from me to give to somebody else. Why? Why, you know what I mean? Take the knife and dig it in. Why do that? So now I gotta come back and find a lawyer. Find a lawyer. Try to fight to keep anything, I guess. I don't know. Fight to for anything. I know he said he even had a problem with me getting retirement. He has a problem with that. I didn't even talk about the retirement. At the time of the retirement party, he didn't talk to me. He just asked me to show up, like, would you please come? Because I wasn't going to go because of the treatment. And my mom, she thought about not going because she said she can't support someone that treats me like this. But I even told her, I said, go, mama, because I'm going to go. I said, to me, Collins is my family. Collins is my family. But that's what I want anyway. But that's how I feel. I said I'm going to support him because he's family. Even if the marriage isn't working, even if the marriage isn't working, I still want to be family. So I told my mama that, just let's support him, you know, put on my smile and support, act like nothing's wrong. Y'all, this man barely talked to me. He barely talked to me. But I still did it. I did tell him that I wasn't gonna go because if he was inviting, dude don't care. He don't care. If he was inviting lieutenant or the sergeant, I wasn't coming. I was not going because I'm like, there got to be some point to where enough is enough disrespect. Putting it in my face like that with these women like that, I couldn't take it because I know me. I know just like now, I know me. I'm going to crack. I'm going to crack and I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry and I'm like, everybody's going to be like, what is wrong with you? And I know me. So I said, if you invite any of these women or anybody, I'm not going because I know it. I know I'm going to crack. I'm going to cry or whatever. And I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to explain. I don't want to have to do none of that. So he told me that he told them, I guess, or whatever. And he said the sergeant wanted to come. But I was like, no, because I believe she's one of the ones that you was sleeping with. I may be wrong, but from what I've seen, she's one of them. And then after that, he didn't really say nothing else to me. He just asked if I would show up, basically to put on the show like we always do. He needed me there to be the wife. So I did. It felt it felt a little uncomfortable, you know. It felt a little uncomfortable because he wasn't saying much to me. Because usually when we fake it, it's easier. But they were running around getting things together. I had to wait for my family to come in and everything. He was giving attitude and being argumentative, and it's like, I'm not trying to do that, I'm not, I don't know what his problem is with me, but I did my part. I, um, I did my part. I was there. I didn't bring anything up. I didn't talk to nobody about nothing. He didn't really say nothing to me pretty much the whole time. He didn't say nothing really to me. Only time we was together is when I came in, when I finally, my family, we were able to get there after everybody getting dressed. Um, we took pictures and everything. We took pictures together and everything and smiling and putting on face, doing all of that. And then the ceremony starts. We sit there and some stuff was funny and stuff, so it made it kind of look like we were interacting, but he wasn't really trying to. I don't know. I don't know why he hate me. I don't know why he hates me. So after the retirement party, still don't say anything to me. And that bothers me. It bothers me. And because I'm lonely a lot. I'm lonely a lot. I'm lonely by myself. So when my mama say, stay married, stay married, or just people, right? Just your family. They say, stay married, make your marriage work. Because, our families, my parents were married, I think, 43 years? I'm breaking my nail. 43 years, I believe. My parents were married. I think his parents were married 40 some years too. I think they were married for, so our parents were married for a long time. And of course you want that. You want to be married. I wanted to grow old with my husband. I wanted to be with him. Man, I used to be in love with my husband. I saw nobody else. I saw nobody else. I only saw him for many, many years. I only saw him. But yeah, it's just gotten to a point now where it's just so hard for me to not say anything, not say nothing and just live like this. My daughter say, it's not realistic. You want him to live like that? I'm living like that. I did it for him. I live like that. I guess it's not realistic, but I did it. I did it. And look where it got me. Look where it got me, right? Oh man. Got me that he's taking everything. He's taking everything. And I don't know why. But yeah, that's where we are now. That's where we are now. Yeah, he doesn't want to communicate. He doesn't want to communicate. He doesn't want to do anything. I just don't understand why they feel like, or you guys, or whoever it is, feel like I'm taking everything. I feel like I'm taking everything. What am I taking? Just because he doesn't want the house. And I gotta pay for that. That I'm taking everything? What's wrong with leaving me what is mine? He gave it to me. What's wrong with you leaving and go start your new life? Like, you make good money. I make none. No money. Besides what my sisters and them, they pay me and the kids pay me for the rent. Why do y'all feel that I'm taking everything? I don't have anything. And all I asked is just to let me have it. I feel like it's mine. He gave it to me. I need it because I even asked him, I said, well, okay, well, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna sleep? Because if we can't make it work in the house, if we can't if we can't make it work, right, by doing everything that he's been doing, taking care of his household, if we can't do that, I'm gonna have to take the RV and move it to the land and live out there. So what am I taking? How am I taking everything from him? Please explain that to me. I don't know where y'all think I'm taking everything from him. I don't get it. He has two good jobs. VA. I think he's 70% or whatever. I think, I don't remember, but y'all military people know what that is. He's not 100%, but still, he said that he would give me that for the support, the spouse support to try to help me because I need some type of help right now until I can figure it out. I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's even going to do that. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I was going to go back, but this is going to be 2 hours on just this video. I was going to go back and tell y'all what happened before, but it just has to do with the other anniversary trip. After we got back from Vegas and stuff, our anniversary trip was coming up, and we went to Tulsa. We went to Tulsa. We were just friends, even though it was our anniversary. No sex, no nothing. And we got into it then. I do have some video. I hope I do. I think I still do. But this is the portion that um, he started deleting stuff out of my phone. I didn't realize it until later. He probably been doing it, but I noticed it then because we had a conversation, of course, turned into an argument because he he was deleting stuff out of my phone. I need a damn file. He was deleting stuff out of my phone, pictures of Lieutenant, videos of everything that I've tried to keep and for proof. He was deleting. He did delete a lot of stuff. He deleted a lot of stuff. But then some stuff I got back because it was backed up or it was sent through him or whatever, through text and stuff like that. So all of that stuff happened. So I wasn't able to talk about that part because I forgot. Through a lot of stuff that went on, I kept forgetting other things that happened. Other stuff that happened, but that happened. And I don't know. He don't want me to prove nothing. And if nobody believe me, okay, you don't believe me. What I'm saying is all true. All true. But we're here now. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He's taking it He won't answer anything. He won't answer no questions, nothing. Asked him why. I think last week when we was arguing about it, about the selling the house or, all this stuff when we was arguing about it. I know he said because he can. I understand you can. But why? Why do it? He said because he can. He just blindsided me basically because I didn't think he would do that. I did not think he would do that. Like, what am I taking? What am I taking from him? I even asked we could switch. Like, if you're not gonna use the VA, if you're not gonna use it or do anything like that, can I use it? I said, can I? Okay, you can have everything. You can have everything, the house, the land. You can have everything. I'll take the VA. Let me go find a house, and I'll move on. I'll take it or whatever, and I'll do whatever I need to do. He said no. He didn't want to do that either. So now he done packed his stuff up. He done took the RV and he's gone. He's gone. I don't know where he went. I don't. He won't let me know. He won't talk to me. He won't tell me anything. I said, for all I know, you going to Michelle's house or somebody's house, and you're giving her what you gave to me. You're taking it from me to give to her. I don't know. And I've always been left with the same thing. Is I don't know. I don't know anything because he doesn't tell me anything. I don't know nothing. I told him what I wanted to do. But he took it from me. He took it from me. I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping, I know it. I always have a hard time sleeping because my brain just think. Just think. Because I have no answers to nothing. I have no answers to nothing. tell you this last little part. And it's like all spoiler alerts. I don't even know if I might have finished, writing the book because I've said so much. But this is just the last portion of it, though. But still got so many years of mistreatment before this. But I guess, I want to tell y'all sort of how it started and how the treatment started. And then I'll end it. And nobody believes me. I can't do nothing about that. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling my life, my testimony. It's basically what this is. But how it started in Texarkana, when we moved to Texarkana. Colin started ignoring me. He started ignoring me, and everything started to change. Um, um, I started feeling like he was cheating. So I told my sister-in-law. Told my sister-in-law that what I felt. I'm like, hey, I think he's cheating or whatever. She said, why you think that? So I was telling her why. I was telling her why. And then it just more and more stuff started happening. Um, I'm not gonna tell everything. I'm getting too tired. But stuff started happening, and I started to notice that, you know, he didn't want to have sex. That's when all the ignoring me started. Um, Everything started happening, and less attention and stuff. Just it started changing. So fast forward. Excuse me. I was in love with my husband. I wanted I wanted my marriage to work. I cried. I still cried. That's all I do is cry. So it just started showing signs of he hating me for no reason, just not liking me, not caring, not giving a hand, not one hand to me if I was crying or anything. Didn't take me and hug me or embrace me or apologize and this was in 2011. In 2011, this started happening. So, you know, it's just been years and years. So I'm in love with my husband, so I want to make things work. I want my marriage So, through all of this stuff that was happening, him being mean and not wanting to talk and all this stuff when it first started happening, I'm like not understanding. I'm begging and everything. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. So I begged him to move. I said because he was he was messing, sleeping with some woman. This woman, I met her at the Christmas party, and I had to watch like always. I have to pay attention and watch. And um, I, I, I figured out my suspicions as he was sleeping with the woman he worked with when he worked at the Red River Army Depot. Um, 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 she saw me in Ross one day and was following me. I know she wanted to say something, but I didn't approach her. But she followed me around the store. But I guess she chose not to say anything. But anyway, I believe that's what was going on because the whole thing, again, like I said, no sex or anything. Dude had like finger scratch marks on his back, like sex marks or whatever. Just everything, all kinds of experiences, and everything was happening, right? So, um, um, when we moved out of that house, um, because I wanted to move for us to get back reconnected, like let's work on our marriage. So, um, so he didn't want to. He was reluctant. He really didn't want to. I had to beg. I had to beg him to do it. So we moved in this apartment temporarily. We moved in there. I forgot the name of them apartments, but moved in there temporarily. And then we started making the moves on, moving, finding somewhere to move. I think we had like three choices, like Dallas, San Antonio, or Corpus Christi. I think maybe Austin too, somewhere he can get a job as a police officer. He agreed on Corpus. I really was pushing for San Antonio, but he didn't want to go to San Antonio, so he agreed on Corpus. So I said, okay, Corpus it is. Okay, we started coming out to Corpus. He applied at the police department here. He um, he you know, did all the testing, did everything or whatever. Okay. Whew, let me get my stamina back so I can get this over with. Okay. He he uh taking tests, doing everything. I had already decided to move. I'm like, okay, let's move. I'll move the stuff. And they tell you to keep your job. Keep your job. Don't quit your job because you're not guaranteed, to finish or to do everything or to pass everything. So he had to keep his job in Texarkana. I feel cold now. Shoot, it must be really late. um, so uh, I want a new start. So I went ahead and said, okay, um, I'll get everything ready here. So then um, he he failed the test. Me, me personally, I think he did it on purpose because he's a very smart man and he's very competitive and he gonna do his best. So, so to me, he did it on purpose because everything else, every other test, everything or whatever, he passed already. He had already done everything or whatever. So, he passed this test. So this test he failed. It ended up making him have to be in the next class, in the next class, which was 7-2. So he couldn't come then. And I'm getting cold. He couldn't move to Corpus. He couldn't move to Corpus because his class has been pushed back to 7-2. He would have been, if he'd have, you know, passed the test or whatever, he would have been in class 71. So he didn't pass that test, so that made him have to uh, take the next class that was going to come up. So that was like almost a year. Might have been 9 months, or might have been 10. I think it might have been 10 months, almost a year. So this is where it really started. And then I be done gave you the start, and then I've told you basically the end. But the start is him starting to just treat me bad, move the marriage in a different direction, right? So he, I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I was starting to get cold. Let me see, maybe finish this and get under this cover shit. Starting to get cold. Must be late. I need to finish this and go to bed. I don't know. I hope I don't go to bed. But anyway, um, saw it light on my face. Okay, real quick, let me finish this. Shoot. Okay, he had to stay in Texarkana, had to have keep his job. So I believe he did that so he can keep his relationship. I truly believe he fell in love with the person that he was sleeping with. Because he was barely sleeping with me again, like I said. He stopped sleeping with me. It would be like once a month or whatever. So I'm complaining. I'm like, what's wrong or whatever. This is the beginning. This is just how he started treating me and no change. So, um, let's see. I I moved the stuff to Corpus, and he would come and visit me every other week, every other weekend, or like it would be like 2 weekends, and then he'll come, or maybe three sometimes. 3 weekends will pass, 3 weeks will pass, and then he'll come. So when he would come, he wouldn't. He didn't want to have nothing to do with me. He would I don't know, he wouldn't do anything. I would ask for sex and he would deny me. No, I've never denied him sex. Only until 2019, I think. After that, because it's like, for what? I mean, like, we're not together or whatever. We don't need to just get a little bit here and there. It's like, no. So, but other than that, I've never denied sex through the whole marriage or anything until that point. That was it. I always um, gave sex, even if I'm tired, even if it's just him doing what he doing, and then you know, getting a release and he go to sleep. I did that. So you know, when I needed or whatever, he didn't care. He didn't care. We got that little apartment, and basically, I got that little apartment because he didn't stay there. He would come and see me, and he would get there because he would have to leave a Friday, and that's like what, 8 hours, 8 9 hours from Texarkana to arm hurts to Corpus Christi. So he drove a long way. And I understand, like, you're tired or whatever, but you sleep, and then the next day, he stayed, whenever he would come, he would stay a day and a half. It would be a day and a half. And then he'd have to leave because he got to go back to work. So within that time, argue. I asked for sex. What would he do? And this is very hurtful to me. Very hurtful. It brings on the abandonment because this is when it first started. He denied sex. I would literally ask him, "Can we have sex?" And he would say no. He'd say no. And he would literally turn his back on me, and go to sleep. He would turn his back and go to sleep. And I would cry. I would cry, and I just lay there and cry. He did not once ever turn over to hold me, turn over to console or anything, or to explain or nothing. He just let me cry. Let me cry. And he rolled over